And we're back. Hi, my name is Charles, and a little while ago I thought it might be fun to go back to the beginning of Honkai Star Rail and play all the story again, and so far it's been really fun. Last episode, this tree suddenly appeared from nowhere, or at least from the remains of a tree that was supposed to not be treeing anymore, and this caused an enormous amount of panic. Kafka, who we were in the middle of interrogating, ran away, and our next step in this mission, according to the main quest line, is that we find Fu Xuan and Jing Yuan, and we talk to them about the tree, and they send us off to kill a deer, and that gets complicated. But what I'm going to do instead is one of the things that used to be in this main quest line, as we can see down here, is this mission called Venom Brew's Immortality Looms. And this originally was part of the main quest line, but they pulled it out for pacing reasons. But the problem with pulling it out for pacing reasons is they also pulled out a pretty substantial chunk of the plot building, and they made the plot a lot more confusing, because this is the quest line that introduces you to at least what you think are the bad guys, and who you think is the leader of the bad guys, and all of the kind of reveal of the bad guys later is undermined by the fact that you never met them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinsert this into the quest chain. I think we're doing it slightly later than we were supposed to. I think this kind of happens before the Arbor is revamped. I'm not sure exactly where it is in the continuity, but what we're going to do is we're going to turn this mission on instead and make our way to the Realm Keeping Commission and see what's up.
It's still early. Where to now?
So here we are in Exalting Sanctum. I have my lore-appropriate team running. I haven't built Qingque yet because I've spent the last week desperately trying to hoard materials for Sunday before his banner ends, and I stop being able to get at those materials in the menu. But so I've been sort of neglecting my main team while I was doing that. I still actually haven't managed to build Sunday because I've got to wait for next week for various other things, but you know, I'm working on it. And here is Dahao, the Realm Keeping official. I always feel like we're missing something here at the Realm Keeping Commission Chancery, but I can never remember what. You've come at just the right time. Help me rule out some possibilities. Say, tell me, what do you think our office is missing? Is now really the time to be thinking about that? I mean, there are lots of small ornaments. That's kind of insulting. I think, yeah, more promotional materials. I really want to know what the Realm Keeping Commission is about and what it can do for me. Not that. I raised this with Jigyand before, whether we should be better at promoting how good the Realm Keeping Commission Chancery is at what it does. But she gave me a list of all the things we've done recently, and there isn't really anything to be proud of. Once we crack a major case that even the 10 Lords Commission can't solve, then I'll let the whole Exalting Sanctum know about how great the Realm Keeping Commission is. Until then, we'll keep things on the down low. I don't think I want to say either of those things. One's wrong and one's mean. Yeah, I can't figure it out even if I rack my brain. I think I'll play a few rounds of Celestial Jade after work and think it through then. Oh, I know someone you can play it against. Alright, let's get down to business. Young man, what do you want? I think you told me to come meet you here. Like, when we were wandering around looking for Qingque and sort of running into Bailu, I'm pretty sure you told me to come see you later. So why are you asking me what I want? Anyway. I heard you require my assistance.
Oh, that's right. Forgive my forgetfulness. Glad you came. It's great to have one of the General's distinguished guests helping us out.
And that's how you know you've got onto one of the quests that is in the main quest line? It's voiced.
My Realm Keeping Commission colleagues failed to provide adequate care for the Dragon Lady. I'd like to thank you on behalf of all of them for rescuing her back in Exalting Sanctum Plaza. As I'm sure you're aware, symptoms of Mara have been spreading ever since the Stellaron incident occurred.
I keep doing that. I try to click through dialogue and I accidentally click on a piece of my dialogue that I haven't read yet. So I have no idea what I just said to him.
Thanks to the Ten Lords' commission, being stricken with Mara had long since become a terrifying but avoidable fate for Xianzhou natives. The puzzling thing is that despite the commission's protection, we're now seeing an increase.
Is that lore accurate? I thought being stricken with Mara was an inevitability that you couldn't avoid. I don't know what the Ten Lords Commission has done to stop it. I thought the problem was that it was hitting people when they were too young. Or maybe the Ten Lords Commission just makes sure everyone has a nice clean death before they get Mara struck.
More and more citizens, in particular those dealing with great risks and stress like the Cloud Knights, are becoming stricken with Mara. Moreover, the Mara-struck have taken on a horrifying appearance. As if they're turning into some sort of monster. This certainly differs from what I thought I knew about the illness.
Oh, now I didn't pick that up the first time. Because if you think of, like, previous people who got Mara-struck, like Jingliu, who stayed being themselves physically, but just went bonkers. This whole, like, turning into a fragmentum beast is new, but I guess that must be Stellaron/Abundance related. So you need me to eliminate the Mara-struck? Do you think there might be a hidden agenda at play?
That appears to be the case. No smoke without fire, as they say. Despite being just a servant of the Realm Keeping Commission, spending a considerable amount of time on the front lines has sharpened my senses to potential dangers. You're a capable person. And since the General entrusted you with locating the Stellaron, it's only a matter of time before you run into Mara-struck.
Well, we ran into them the moment we landed on the Luofu.
If you come across any clues, remember to inform the Realm Keeping Commission straight away. My colleagues and I will handle any situation with haste and to the best of our ability. Speaking of which, have you made any discoveries so far?
Well, there's a big honking tree out there? Okay, I'm going to assume this undelivered letter. If it's the energy drink is probably the joke answer, but I don't have the IPC designer invite. I don't have any healing spray, but I do have an unsent letter addressed home. The author seems to have undergone some experimental treatment. Dahao carefully reads the letter you delivered. His expression reflects his disbelief as he reads it again. Dahao sweats profusely as he apologizes and bolts away. After a while, he returns with a girl.
I read the letter. I'll be honest with you, I've got no idea how to handle this problem. It's beyond the Realm Keeping Commission's jurisdiction. I contacted the Seat of Divine Foresight, which is overseen by the General. Allow me to introduce Madame Qingzhu, General Jing Yuan's chief counselor.
Hello, Madame Qingzhu.
I think it'll be easier if she explains the letter to you.
And maybe a little bit more pleasant. Listen to Qingzhu's assignment.
I read the letter you obtained from the Mara-struck. While the Cloud Knights were searching for the Stellaron's whereabouts, I was carrying out the General's orders, tracking down clues on the Mara-struck. Thanks to your efforts, we now have a lead.
My pleasure.
To an outsider, this letter appears to be nothing more than good news detailing a recovery from a chronic illness. However, what is actually being discussed is a violation of the 10 unpardonable sins. It's heresy.
Are the 10 unpardonable sins listed somewhere? There's probably in one of these pieces of paper I picked up and haven't ever read. Are you talking about Merciful Medicus?
Correct. The term Merciful Medicus is one of respect. One that any law-abiding citizen of the Alliance would never dare utter.
I've just spotted these little shells in the corner again, and it always just gives me flashbacks to the the event where you have to stack them on barges.
It refers to none other than the enemy of the people of the Xianzhou, the one we now call the Plague's Author, the Eon of Abundance, Yao Shi. The author of this letter was likely the Marastruck you defeated. My guess is he was led astray and poisoned while under the pretext of being cured. You saw how he ended up. Such actions remind me of an organization that was eradicated from the Xianzhou 1,000 years ago. The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
They were disciples of the abundance that sought to restore the way of immortality by unearthing a forbidden remedial formula. It's hard to believe that a group that was wiped out so long ago would suddenly rear its head and create chaos once more. The Seat of Divine Foresight needs to learn all it can about this organization's status before the situation reaches a point of no return.
I suppose being turned into a zombie is kind of a cure for mortality. It's not necessarily you want, but you know, in the sense that you do a deal and some part of you doesn't die. They're fulfilling a promise.
If you come across any similar clues about the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, come and find me at the Seat of Divine Foresight. These kinds of first-hand accounts are exactly what we require.
So, what do I get out of it? Sounds good to me.
Excellent. Your work will not be in vain. The Seat of Divine Foresight always rewards those who contribute to our efforts. I recently received some intel. It seems that certain individuals are taking advantage of the current chaos to lure in outworlders around Exalting Sanctum. Maybe you could start there?
I'll just pretend to be a dumb foreigner.
Investigator out a few months ago. They provided us with a rough idea of the situation. Unfortunately, it seems suspicions were aroused. We lost contact with the agent. I suspect he was discovered.
Oh no, 009 has been compromised.
You are a fresh face in the Lafu, and an outworlder. I would feel more at ease if I could leave this matter with you.
I guess, yeah, I'll just pick up some stuff. I won't talk to Songyan. Although it's tempting, but I kind of want to get through this quest line and get back onto the main one, because I am aware that they did cut this for a reason.
Did you not buy the Realm Keeping Commission?
Look for suspicious people at Exalting Sanctum. The good thing is that there is a thing telling me where these suspicious people is. The bad thing is, this is just some weird little lamp hanging in the middle of nowhere, and I want to talk to it. The Barumbrella. Hello. Could you please move over a tad? Who's talking? It's me. Do you also think mushrooms shouldn't talk? Oh, I am so sad. But you're an umbrella. That's what everyone says. People say I am an Artisanship Commission Civil Maintenance Unit Type A. But I'm a mushroom. Oh, now I feel even sadder. I'm curious. I'll tell you everything I know. Even though I'm just a mushroom. What the heck are you? I'd call myself a mushroom. What would you say I am? Fine then, you're a mushroom. Really? But you sound reluctant. Oh, I'm so sad. Why are you here? Because I'm a failure of a mushroom. How did you fail? Do you also think mushrooms shouldn't fail? Ah, I'm used to it. Actually, I used to have a master. He was a skilled craftsman at the Artisanship Commission. My master wants me to help him write poetry. I said, but I'm just a mushroom. Isn't that poetry? What is poetry? I don't understand the first thing about it. Because I'm a mushroom. Oh, I'm so sad. I don't have any more questions. May your path be filled with many mushrooms. Bye. I am somewhat less enlightened than I was when I began that conversation. but somewhat more amused. Okay, so... Aha. Are there really no iron boxes here? We used to stock a novel by an outworlder called Ironbox. It used to be there, second shelf on the right, but it's a real shame, we already sold out. I'm not looking for a book, but an actual iron box. But we're a family bookstore here, we sell books, not boxes. Why did you come looking for a box at a bookstore? It's all a bit of a joke. I'll tell you all about it if you don't mind. As you can see, I'm Vidyaraha. Before my last hatching rebirth, I met this outworlder who claimed to be a messenger from the Garden of Recollection who could help me preserve my memories. He promised me that he'd store all of my most beautiful memories inside this memory bubble, which he'd be keeping for me inside this iron box, and that after my hatching rebirth, I could use this memory bubble to return to the memories of my past. My past self left behind a key and a notebook for me, but unfortunately, there's no iron boxes here at the bookstore, so that messenger must have been a scammer. Where on earth is that iron box? Oh, I have a tin box. It's not iron, but tin is probably close enough. Don't tell me this box matches my key exactly. Let me give it a try. The key apparently fits, but the inside of the keyhole is severely rusted. You notice that after several attempts, she finally twists open the lid, but you'll never know whether the key fit or whether it was forced open. There's no memory bubble. Hang on, here's a photo, a ring, and a letter to someone. You wait as she reads the letter. Tears stream down her face as if her most precious memories are being reaped. My past self had fallen in love with this short-lived species person, but was afraid nobody would remember their love story, so she made up this caper about a memory bubble, hoping I could find the box she left behind. How selfish she was. And why do you leave it behind at a bookstore? I think only our mischievous friend the shopkeeper knows. If you hadn't brought me the iron box, I'd have missed all of these memories. How about I give you this jar of draconic tears to you as a way of saying thanks? Aren't these just marbles? It's a herbal specialty from Scale Gorge Waterscape. It's usually quite pricey, but this jar of draconic tears here is of lower quality. I won't get much for it, so why don't you take it?
Have you read the novel about the Ten Lords Commission?
So this is a completely random unmarked quest that I just got dragged into. Oh, okay, I shouldn't be down here at all. I should have gone up the stairs. There's a completely unmarked quest that you get by going to the shop, and you pick up some widget from the shop that you then exchange with somebody across the path from the shop for that tin box, and then you just happen across where the tin box is by going to the bookstore, and then I think you go to, there's somebody else you have to trade the draconic tears with, and that kind of completes the storyline. But that really was, yeah, I have no idea why that just hijacked the game, but you know, sometimes the game hijacks itself. Would you like to learn the truth about the nature of immortality? Is the Rainbow Arbiter truly just? Is the Plague's author truly evil? Okay, this sounds like somebody I should be talking to. I'm looking for suspicious people talking about that kind of garbage.
Excuse me, guest from another world. Please spare me a moment of your time. Do you yearn for immortality?
He's gonna make me do a personality test and try and sell me Scientology. I yearn for power.
I understand. Eternal life is indeed a kind of power, wouldn't you say?
No, I want power, pure and simple.
Well, not much can be done for you then, brother. What a peculiar person you are. I'll tell it to you straight. To Outworlders, I offer the chance of immortality. But perhaps someone like you would be better off joining the Antimatter Legion.
Look, mate, I drew Nanook the Destruction's gaze. I'm above that already.
Regardless of what you choose, let's keep our voices down, eh? This isn't the kind of conversation you can have out in the open.
well, we seem to be having it out in the open.
Absolute power. You must yearn for immortality, don't you think? The problem is that the Xianzhou Alliance doesn't care one bit about the well-being of short-life species. They stubbornly blockade the glorious path to immortality. My name is Green Hibiscus. I came to Exalting Sanctum in hopes of a fated encounter with one such as yourself. One who is also on the road to immortality.
I guess Green Hibiscus is a slightly better name than Mumbling Weirdo.
What do you say? How about we find a more suitable spot to talk about all this?
Are you hitting on me? Sure, let's go.
Let's make haste. There are too many people here to linger. Here we are. This is the place.
Okay, how do I gain immortality?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. If it were so easy, we'd be a far larger group, and there'd be no need for secrecy. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am a member of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. I was unable to expose my true identity in Exalting Sanctum, but now I can reveal everything.
Wow, you give it up very easily, don't you?
The Disciples of Sanctus Medicus is a devout group, holding firm in their belief that merciful Medicus is the one ultimate faith. As followers, we refer to ourselves as disciples, dedicated to our cause.
Like, I really didn't have to do anything to gain your trust and have you tell me that you're part of a forbidden organization.
If you wish to gain the means to immortality, then you must become a disciple. But to become a disciple, you must first pass several small trials. Please excuse me. Our expansion has unfortunately attracted the attention of those devilish archer followers. If we are not careful, the consequences could be unthinkable.
What is this Cloud Knight doing
You
here?
need to be concerned about him. Much like yourself, he is here to undergo the trials.
Don't the people of Xianzhou abhor abundance?
Only those led astray by followers of the devilish archer could despise merciful Medicus. Sadly, there are many such people. Too many.
What can I get from Sanctus Medicus?
Every species yearns for the favor and curing of merciful Medicus, regardless of whether they have heard of the abundance or not. Foxians yearn to cure themselves of their 300-year lifespan. The Phydiodora yearn to cure themselves of the pain of reincarnation and lack of progeny. As for Xianzhou natives, they long to cure themselves of the torture of becoming Mara-struck. Of course, we know that this torture is rather a kind of blessed evolution.
This immortality through becoming a zombie.
To return to your question, Sanctus Medicus can cure the aging that short-life species face, along with disease and death. Sanctus Medicus can do for you what they did for the Xianzhou natives.
What kind of trial do I have to pass?
What you seek, you will surely find. Merciful Medicus is magnanimous. They do not lightly refuse a prayer. As such, the initiation trials for the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus are nothing arduous.
Merciful Medicus is magnanimous. It sounds like the beginning of a very stupid children's rhyme.
All you must do is transcribe this copy of thousand-handed Merciful Medicus's salvation 500 times by hand. This will allow your brothers and sisters to trust your faith, and you to become a disciple.
Alright, so I just have to write lines.
This scripture is central to the disciples. You must maintain a pious heart during the transcription. It would be best if you could memorize the text. Of course, this is but the first trial. Once you have become a disciple, you will undergo numerous others.
I had a job interview like this last week. It's like, here, we're going to make you do something that's completely irrelevant to any of the skills necessary for you to actually do the job. But you have to jump through this hoop. 500 times seems excessive. Can I get a pen? Or preferably, can I get like 500 pens joined together by tape so I can write them all at once?
Excessive. The old rules dictated that the text be copied 50,000 times. I myself undertook such a feat.
Bullshit.
Nowadays, the Master takes greater pity on the common people. Hence, the number has been reduced to a mere 500.
Psst. Oh no, he's just sitting there looking sorry for himself. Oh, the door is guarded. I cannot escape and say, they're over there! So, oh. I forgot that this is literally just off the main square. So the bookshop is just across the road there. Cool. You start copying the 1,000-handed Merciful Medicus Salvation. Once upon a time, the 1,000-hand Sanctus Medicus traveled the world with their 99,999 disciples living under Rahu and teaching their way. Your index finger has a slight cramp and your shoulders feel a bit sore, but you've only made the first copy. There's still 499 copies waiting to be written. As they spoke the words, the 99,999 disciples were liberated from youth, old age, sickness, and suffering. After making the final stroke, you catch the Cloud Knight in your peripheral vision as he gestures at you.
Hey, stop writing! Get over here! Took you long enough. I know you. You're General Jing Yuan's honored guest.
Don't say it so loud. Jin Yan? Never heard of him.
Is this really the time for jokes of that quality? You're here undercover, right? Well, so am I.
It's 009.
I'm a Cloud Knight from the Exalting Sanctum garrison. That green hibiscus has been sneaking around spreading heretical lies for a while now. That's why I'm here, to spy on him.
I'm surrounded by people who just give away their secrets without even, verifying that I'm trustworthy.
They were suspicious of me as soon as I arrived. It took a lot of effort to make them believe I wanted to become a disciple.
Why did you come here in your uniform?
I have my reasoning. Cults like this want to recruit people with influence in law and order. I wanted them to know I was a Cloud Knight. Always know your enemy.
What's your next plan?
Keep your voice down. These disciples don't miss much. If they discover us, we won't make it out of here.
These disciples seem like they're pretty much as dumb as a box of hammers at this point, but okay.
You can trust me with the transcription. I spent over 150 years pen pushing in the Seat of Divine Foresight before I became a Cloud Knight. I could do this in my... Listen carefully. I help you copy the text, you cover for me, and I get word out to the Seat of Divine Foresight.
Won't they recognize it's not my handwriting after I did the first one? Oh. I have done my transcription. I've let someone else cheat on my homework. I outsourced it to ChatGPT.
Take your time, still your mind, and transcribe the text. Allow the beautiful enlightenment of 1,000-handed Merciful Medicus' salvation to permeate your being.
I'll permeate your being, mate. I finished it.
You're finished? So soon? Let me see. Yes, it would appear you are finished. A fast and accurate transcription. It seems you are destined for immortality.
We'll have to ask Elio that. So, I can join the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus now?
Calm yourself. The initiation is divided into 2 steps. You and the Cloud Knight have completed the first. Now, only the second remains.
I'd put a Team America World Police reference in here, but it's... anyway, let's keep going.
Sure, but can it wait till tomorrow? I'm supposed to be on duty right now. They'll get suspicious if I don't head back soon.
No need to worry. The second step is extraordinarily simple. It'll all be over soon enough. The Disciples' initiation is governed by the following principle. Never accept who you suspect. and never suspect who you accept. So, it's time for you two to battle it out. Whoever survives will officially become a disciple.
Why? I'll pass. Okay, let's fight. I think I'd be a little bit reluctant here. I don't just want to kill him.
Transcribing scripture allows us to ascertain your devotion, but determining whether or not you'll be loyal to the organization requires a stronger guarantee. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. I didn't write the rules.
It's the thing in the Kingsman where you have to shoot your dog to join.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're kidding, right? We came here to lengthen our lifespans, not shorten them. You can't just make us fight like this.
We aren't forcing you to fight. By all means, refuse if you wish. But we won't possibly be able to let either of you leave.
It also seems like a poor recruitment technique if you have to kill 50% of your applicants.
Fine. But at least let me prepare. I've never done anything like this before.
Very well. But you'll need to ask your opponent, too.
I don't mind either.
Good. Then prepare yourselves. Time is precious. Make it quick.
Okay. I think that was just to give us a gap where I could pause the quest line if necessary and go and do dailies. But I'm going to continue. So what do you have to say to me?
Listen, I have an idea that will let you join the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus and let me get the heck out of here in one piece. You and I fight, and I lose to you. I pretend that you finish me off. Then you pretend to help them remove my body by dragging me out of here. That way, we both accomplish our objectives. Oh, I've seen your skills. Please don't mess up and actually kill me.
I know what I'm doing. I can't make any guarantees. Also seems very risky, like that nobody would actually check if you were dead or not. But okay, I know what I'm doing. I'll just bonk you gently.
Good. I knew I could trust you. My life is in your hands.
So, have you prepared yourselves? Are you ready to fight?
Let's do it.
You, Cloud Knight?
I'm,
Then, let's begin.
Well then, take this!
Someone auto fight. That taunt was unnecessary.
Try that again.
What magnificent skill! He was fierce, but no match for you.
Well, I do have a guy carrying a black hole around in a cane.
I'm glad you prevailed. That Cloud Knight waltzed straight up to us in uniform and asked if he could join. Hardly a convincing spectacle. I doubt I ever could have trusted him.
You're so clever.
Chrysanthemum, Blue Peach. Find somewhere to dispose of the body.
Let me handle it.
You've dealt with this kind of thing before?
I have a long-term associate that handles problems like this. It's a side hustle. Do you doubt me?
A long-time associate, eh? You're well-connected, I see. This does have its advantages. Our brothers and sisters have been proselytizing and exalting Sanctum over the last few days. We may have attracted the attention of the devils. Having you dispose of the Cloud Knight will be safer. As such, this can be your first mission as a disciple. You take an active approach to getting things done. I'll be sure to pass that on to my superiors.
I'm having measurable impact.
In any case, my hearty congratulations on your admission to the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. From now on, you will be known by the code name, Grey Peony.
Ride in, my peony.
Well, Grey Peony, let's depart separately to avoid attracting attention. We'll rendezvous at a different location later. Until then.
Until then. You take the Cloud Knight to a safe place.
I did a good job playing dead, didn't I? Those people are out of their minds. Watch your step next time you're around them.
How are you still alive?
Wait, you weren't holding back? Enough with the jokes already. It's a miracle either of us is alive.
Oh, I could have fought my way out. Easy.
I should report back to the seat of divine foresight. Stay safe, friend.
The Cloud Knight vigilantly monitors his surroundings. After he's certain no one is tracking him, he makes a swift getaway. That's a bit of a confusion of pronouns in the transcript. So what is 26 meters away down there?
Come on, draw.
Need your extractor cleaned or your stars again?
Where do I need to go? Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. Okay, I need to go downstairs. Okay, that makes sense. I need to go back down to the courtyard. See, back to the whole thing of you don't need any environmental clues or any understanding of where you're going. You just need to know where the big dot is. Oh. As demonstrated by the fact that I just tried to walk into a pond. After some time... Calfish, is everything going well? I've successfully infiltrated. Very well, I'm now a member of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. That's good. I've always believed in your abilities. Someone just reported in. Did you save a Cloud Knight? It was nothing. I wouldn't call it saving. We had a successful collaboration. Now, listen here, 007. I would like you to No. Thank you very much for your help. That Cloud Knight has handed over all his intel to the Seat of Divine Foresight, so you already knew what went on. Okay, if it weren't for your help, he'd have had a hard time getting away. As you've already infiltrated the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, please keep monitoring their activities. Anything I should focus on? I've mentioned before that a Cloud Knight named Zishin went missing a few months ago. I want to know what happened to him, dead or alive, so I can give an answer to his family. Let's avoid contacting each other from here on. If you're seen going in and out of the Seat of Divine Foresight, those disciples are sure to become suspicious of you. Please come back in one piece, otherwise the General will be quite upset with me, as will the crew of the Astral Express, hopefully. Meet up with Green Hibiscus at the Exalting Sanctum. See again. We didn't get told where to meet up with him, we just got a dot.
Green Hibiscus agreed to meet me here, but there's no sight of him. What gives?
I need to examine the glowing thing.
There's a letter here. What's this on the envelope? Gray peony? Ugh, this must be from Green Hibiscus.
Grey Peony, you've fully demonstrated your bravery and devotion to us. I'll now give you a chance to prove how loyal and reliable you are to the organization. This mission is of utmost importance, and I don't feel comfortable entrusting it to others, so I'm going to entrust it to the brand new recruit who hasn't really done anything yet. Only a fighter like you can handle such an important task. Yesterday, a disciple absconded in disgrace. She posted a letter as she defected. Based on our investigation, it's an urgent missive to the Seat of Divine Foresight. It shouldn't have arrived yet. Intercept it, and help us mitigate our losses. Once you finish this arduous yet glorious task, I will introduce you to the Exalting Sanctum's leader of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. So long as he assents, you can begin your journey on the way of immortality. Again, this is just, portrait craft. You keep your leader hidden and you divide your people into cells where they don't, anyway.
Disciples sure know how to keep a low profile.
No, they don't.
Looks like I'll need to help them complete this mission. If they're looking to intercept mail, I should probably start by searching near Exalting Sanctum's Psycrane stands.
They're the most obvious conspiracy ever to conspiracy. Okay, this one's closest. I'll go to this one. It also probably means it's not the right one, but I have to knock it off the list. You rummage through the packages in the Psycrane stand, but you don't find the letter you're looking for.
Not on this stand. Let's check a different one.
That's nice. I can just go through people's mail to see if I need anything to intercept one. That seems like poor security for the mail system. The Psycrane should have at least tried to peck me when I tried to read things.
Come on, draw already.
Need your extractor cleaned or your star skiff service?
Alright, what about this one?
What's written on this package? Seat of Divine Foresight Urgent? This is it. The mail the Disciples want to intercept. Seems like it's encrypted somehow. Makes sense. This is critical intelligence after all. Let's see if I can crack the code.
Oh, I see. I cracked the code by doing a puzzle. But because it's a quest necessary puzzle, it has to be easy.
Code cracked. Huh. It's an internal order from the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. Judging from these urgent instructions, the Disciples are aware of a Seat of Divine Foresight operation to infiltrate their ranks. No wonder Green Hibiscus was so eager to intercept this. I'll use my phone to make a copy, and then hand it over to Green Hibiscus.
Grey Peony, did you get the stuff? Got it. Where are we meeting? Shh, there may be surveillance. The place where we copy scripture. The person in charge wants to see you ASAP. Do not reply. And so now we have to run to the other side of Exalting Sanctum again.
Draw already.
I keep getting lost. Sup, nerds?
Mauve Moon, this is the reliable disciple I mentioned to you, Grey Peony. Grey Peony, this is Mauve Moon, the head of our operations in Exalting Sanctum.
Mauve? Is that actually a way that people pronounce mauve? Okay, right.
It seems you have some impressive skills in your arsenal.
I have a very particular set of skills. You're too kind.
No need for modesty. I've studied martial arts for years. I can tell how strong you are with just a glance. You seem like you've got it all figured out. What brings you to the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus?
I want to gain immortality. I want to gain immortality. I'm just gonna go with the simple one.
Good. Life is a miracle and a blessing. Any futile attempt to forsake it is a disgraceful betrayal. You have been enlightened to the significance of immortality. You have already surpassed those shameful mortals. Here, take this prescription. Through this medicine, you will become like me. You will be able to break the shackles that the devilish archer author has used to chain your soul. You will gain unbridled power and freedom. The disciple responsible for creating medicinal pellets heard of your exploits. They prepared the prescription for you personally. Some of the ingredients can be purchased at an apothecary, but others will require you to come up with your own solution. Given your strength, That shouldn't pose a problem. Do you have any questions?
How many people are in our organization? Who prepares the prescriptions? Can I meet the boss? So, these are... On one hand, these are questions that you ask if you want to look really suspicious to the organization that you have just joined. Like, could you please tell me these things that my superior want to know while I infiltrate you? But I think this is at least relevant to what he was saying. Who prepares the prescriptions?
That's sensitive information. I know who they are, but for their security, I can't reveal their identities. It's not that I doubt your loyalty, Grey Peony. It's like I said, security.
Why did you join the organization?
Admit it, but I once worked alongside those devils. I trained in spear techniques for almost a century. I nearly became a Cloud Knight instructor, but I was trapped in a weak mortal shell. I was never able to surpass the final barrier that separated me from the martial arts geniuses. Fortunately, the draft of Draconic Surge, the prescription you hold in your hand, rescued me. Once I took that medicine, I became more powerful than any mortal could ever dream of. Now,
You look it.
everything has changed. Jersine and his pitiful spearmanship are no more. All that remains is a loyal disciple of Merciful Medicus.
I pronounced this so badly earlier. Jersine?
Wait. You recognize me? Where do you know me from? Your face changed when you heard my name.
Oh, you're Jersine.
Mav Moon, sir. We have a problem. I suspect this person may be the agent who's been looking for you.
Whoops.
Idiot. What kind of trials are you running? You let an agent infiltrate our ranks?
I couldn't have known, sir. I witnessed this person slay a Cloud Knight before my very eyes.
Detestable. The devilish archer author allows these pitiful mortals to face death without fear. Self-sacrifice is their way of fooling us into opening our doors.
You've really got an active imagination.
Merciful Medicus has sharpened my senses. Nothing gets past me. A pathetic mortal like you could never understand.
I got past you until this guy blew the whistle.
In that case, Divine Foresight Devil, it's time for you to meet your demise.
You and what army, pal? Alright, so let's just use up the
Lance ablaze.
alts initially, just for the fun of it.
Gotta try hard sometime. Watch this awesome move!
You know nothing of survive or be destroyed.
Kind of overkill on the freezing that guy, but I just want to do as much damage as possible to him as early as possible. And yeah, I probably should have saved all those AoE ults when he does his summons. Oh well. But March can kick in and freeze him, knock him in further down the turn order, hit him with that,
Let's begin.
hit him with more bouncies, and he's dead.
Welcome.
Oh, another one.
Oh, mercy of Sanctus Medicus! Grant me a body impervious to steel.
Okay, we'll save this one.
1,000 armies, a strength that 10,000 foes cannot suppress. You think you're a match for me, devil? Your death is inevitable. Surrender, and I'll make it quick.
You have a really inflated sense of your own worth here.
You can't run!
Merciful Medicus.
Lance at the ready.
Okay, so let's go kill that guy, or at least get him into resurrection mode. Then let's see how many people we can freeze.
There is no other choice.
Okay, that was a good one. We will ting Yun Yu. We'll bounce off you so that you can resurrect. And that'll take his healing off. And then you can... Actually, do we want to kill these guys? Yeah, let's kill these guys.
Not a scratch.
Try that again!
A miracle!
You can't run!
Time for
Because March took care of that for me.
Welcome, customers.
And Tingyun gets the final blow, which is ironic, all things considered.
Contact with. He joined the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. I should go to the seat of divine foresight and tell Qingzu. I don't know if this mission was a success or a failure.
Would you like me to relay your message?
May I ask, have you come here to the seat of divine foresight on any official business? I can help you pass it on. I wanna enter the seat of divine foresight. Could you please wait here a moment? I'll go and report in for you. Xingyuan's gigantic chessboard. Qingzu, just kind of hanging out here in the big girls table. I'm gonna stand here. Position of authority.
I'm glad to see you've returned in one piece. So, what happened? Did everything go as planned?
Oh, totes. You tell Qingzhe about what happened as you worked undercover.
Don't worry. Your operation was a success. Although your identity was ultimately exposed, you gained a wealth of invaluable intelligence. On top of that, you managed to get out without a scratch. I never imagined that Jersine would choose the path of evil. You did the right thing. I'm afraid this is how the Plague's author operates. Using notions of power and life to draw countless people like Jersine away from bright futures. Down a path of no return. You've managed to shine a light on the darkness of the enemy. With this intelligence, the seat of divine foresight will be able to improve its strategy.
Dramatic music behind that.
And for all your efforts, please accept this reward.
Stellar Jades,
Is there anything else you'd like to know about?
tell me about the current state of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
The current state. I'm afraid we know next to nothing. We dispatched agents, but they were only able to linger on the edges of the organization. Your operation is the furthest anyone's managed to infiltrate. The seat of divine foresight is still striving to answer one question. Is this but the resurgent shadow of an organization silenced 1,000 years ago? Or have they been lurking in the darkness all along?
Dun dun.
Whatever the case, this sudden reemergence hints at a hidden conspiracy. It's troubled me deeply over recent few months. It's hard to tell what all of this is building towards.
Did you send a lot of people undercover?
The Disciples' secret letter makes it sound as if we infiltrated their ranks in great numbers. The reality is that only a handful of agents have successfully slipped into the organization, and the majority of them lacked the strength you had to make it back unscathed after their identity was exposed. They didn't have the wisdom and good fortune to gain the organization's trust quickly. An agent can't actually consume those pellets of the Disciples. Doing so would mean the end of their life as they knew it. The point is, there hasn't been anyone like you who managed to delve into the group's core and obtain so much first-hand information.
I'm just that awesome. Tell me about the beliefs of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus.
Thousand-handed Merciful Medicus's salvation is a manuscript transcribed from a sacred text. I don't know where the Disciples obtained it. It likely consists of fragments of banned works from the Befall era.
The Befall era or the Theophany era. So, Theophany era is, according to the dictionary, a visible manifestation to humankind of a god or gods. So, today we learn something.
As I see it, there isn't anything particularly alarming about the text. It recalls the acts of the Plague's author's warped creatures from an equally warped perspective. The scripture doesn't have the power to lead people astray. They do that to themselves. But it does feed lies and false hope.
About that prescription I was given.
The prescription you acquired is beyond my knowledge. There are a few reliable alchemists that reside in Exalting Sanctum. I'd like to ask you to consult with them on the particulars of the prescription. This will allow the Seed of Divine Foresight to have a clear target for creating an antidote, given that the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus has become aware of our operation. It's about time the Seed of Divine Foresight reeled in its net. If you turn up any details about the prescription, feel free to come back and find me anytime.
Aha. So I need to go outside and ask around about this elixir and the ingredients thereof and what it's for. But I think that we've kind of about hit the hour mark here, so it might be time for me to sign off from this particular episode. Thank you for joining me on this delve into the secrets of the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus and their terrible tradecraft, and I will see you in the next episode, where we will hunt down an alchemist and find out their terrible secret.